Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Well, it is time to talk about overtime. I'm joined by YNK and Sponge, and we do see another one for the books, of course, affecting the scoring of that one. A victory slightly less, and a loss, you get an extra bonus pat on the back.
This is where we need to, put out a reminder for all the viewers and the new overtime system, where if you win in overtime, you get 2 points instead of 3, and if you lose in overtime, you still get 1 point. So I think, considering the opposition for Fnatic towards the end of this league, I think even an overtime loss is something that, you shouldn't really just brush away.
Sure.
I think it's any point that they can get is important. Obviously, in this game, they had the upper hand. They should have closed it out in regulation and gotten all the 3 points, but, silver linings, I'm always an optimist.
I imagine that was your point, Chad. That was Fnatic's game to lose in your mind.
3v5.
3 versus 5.
Yeah, and that could have been the game right there, right? And Henry mentioned it during the game, and he said, they went a little bit too aggressive, and that came back to bite them. We had North putting up a fantastic performance to get back in that. They actually took it to overtime, and they were the better team in the end, even when we had Config starting as slow as what he did. That first half from him, it's one of those games, right? It's a phenomenon where it's so weird. It's hard to explain from a player perspective, but you just have these games where you just feel off. Like every peak you take is wrong, right? And that's normally the decision you do, and you just have these really weird timings. And watching when we actually did get to see his POVs, that's what it looked like. He'd step out, he'd jiggle pick a corner, he'd pre-aim a corner, no one there, he'd step out, check the next corner, and then there's a guy in the corner he just checked, right? And that happened to him time and time again, and he at least got into the game, right? Whereas MSL was very slow, but they still pulled out the victory on the back of huge performance from AZ.
Yeah, I mean, talking of AZ, it's very exciting, actually, when we get to talk about him in a positive light. It's been so long that he's kind of been a begrudging comment at the desk saying, where is the old AZ? Well, we got to see a bit of it today.
He did an interview where he actually criticized analysts for not knowing what's going on within teams, which to me it just seems like a ludicrous thing, because it's not like we're in the server speaking their language, listening to the strats and stuff. We can only really look at the game and say, hey, this is what happened, this player didn't perform.
Sure.
And as players ourselves, or ex-players, we can at least see, these pitfalls of where people might not be performing. But I think it's just when he was in the squad with Magic's Boy, that was kind of his role, as that second aggressive guy. And it's much better that he's doing it, because now it's not two hyper-aggressive players.
It's also brilliant. It's like the only reason you're getting criticized is because of how good you used to be as a player. It's not like we're just bashing on him because it's like, oh, this guy sucks. No, we know how good this guy can be, and we're trying to find an answer to why he isn't that good anymore. And now he stepped up.
Yeah, and the same can be said for a player on the losing side. Yeah, exactly. Cbble, actually, is someone that I love to watch play when things are going right, and it shouldn't be going right sometimes with the decisions he's making, but this time, headshots were being hit.
He's basically your play style.
But
he's good enough to actually hit the shots, right? And this is the JW you love to see if you're a Fnatic fan. It's the vintage, silly plays at times, aggression all over the place, but he makes it happen and gets huge advantages for his team.
There was a round, Alex, I'm sure you can remember, where I was yelling at the screen and saying that was
what did you say with your exact words?
A dumb something play. And you're like, no, but it worked. And I'm like, it was still a bad play. Like, he made the decision, he got 2 kills through the smoke, through a HE, and then pushed through the smoke again with the CZ, just to kind of be like, hey, look, this works. Come on, guys, that's not how Counter-Strike should be played. But him getting 2 knives, I think it was both on MSL. That really hurts. That's a hurter.
Yeah, 1,500 in the bank, and MSL is going to be saying some loud things in Danish after that one. We do see North pick the one up in the end, despite it does seem like we're throwing praise, directing it at least, towards Fnatic. I mean, some pitfalls along the way. Is there anything that stood out as a blazing error or a mistake that kind of
they lost too many rounds where they had an advantage early on, and you feel like that's a double-edged sword. That's something that it's very difficult to find the balance, right? You want to say, well, we love it when you get us that early kill, but could you please not do it once we have the advantage, right? So how do you strike that balance? It can be very difficult for some players individually, right? That's just the playstyle in which they thrive in, but you need to be able to do that because it's just so frustrating, you know, for a player and for a team when you lose a 5v3 because someone wanted to do more.
It's a little bit like Fur, right? You know, from SK, you can only get the best out of these type of players, these hyper-aggressive ones that goes for these risky plays if you kind of let them do their own thing. And that's, I think, what you have to let JW do. He can be a liability from times, but when he gets a 3K and you win the round off of him doing something a little bit silly, a little bit aggressive, it works out and it's great.
I mean, so close as well. Fnatic, let's not forget, made roster changes. We'll keep reminding you, one of the interesting things about that is players like Golden. Players like Golden are still out in the Counter-Strike scene, undiscovered talents hiding perhaps even the Mountain Dew League. Quick reminder surrounding that one is, of course, the division beneath Pro League, and it enables you guys to go ahead and actually try and battle your way up. I'm not saying you're going to jump straight into Premier, but there is a very clear climb from Premier to Pro and before that as well. So it's worth checking out. You can go ahead and watch all those games. Some of your big names from North America there as well. The likes of Dazed, Steel are all battling it out in the Mountain Dew League.
A lot of teams as well that made it to the most recent EU minor, right? You know, beating teams like NIP. They were just, I think it was AGO versus I don't know how to pronounce it.
Exatus,
that's the one. They just had a game in Mountain Dew League just then, and now they're in the minor. So.
Dude, Virtus Pro are hanging out there, and actually they lost a game to the Japalenos. So, I mean, do they call Virtus main if things go badly there? I mean, I don't know how far the
Virtus out.
Just be Virtus.
That sounds good. Yeah. I still love their logo. And let's move swiftly into Cbble. Another logo I love, that little stag.
Alex, I'm just getting a report in from the B stream right now. Earlier in the evening, we had FaZe taking on Godsent on Cobblestone. And FaZe, not known for being a Cobblestone team, were able to pick up 16-4, a huge victory there for them, continuing their blistering performances. They went on to play on Inferno, won that match 16-10, and G2 are playing right now on the B stream versus Heroic. They picked up Inferno 16-10, and they're playing their second map right now.
I bloody love these updates, I do, Chad. That man in your ear, perfect.
Seems like Rain decided to just be the best player on that team for now, because he again had, I think, on both maps over 100 ADR, you know, some sick performances, and you just, at this point, you're feeling like, how do we play this team? You know, now Rain is suddenly the best player on the team, and we have to deal with Nico, Olofmeister, and Guardian. Yeah,
and what's so crazy is, like, finally, right, guys, you know, like, when you're playing a game, you go, right, like, you kill Nico, we've got a chance at the round. But now you don't have that. We got Nico, okay, Rain's there, God, I've got him. Guardians there, like it's an endless list. It's unbelievable, and FaZe do seem to be succeeding here in the Pro League. I do want to get back on track though, so we have some time to discuss it. Cbble, our next map. Eyes on you to start us off, Chad. This used to be the playground for MSL and his cronies, but players have changed and time has passed, and we talked about NIP's cash. I imagine they've kind of been dethroned since this was the Danes map.
Yeah, I'm going to call these gimmicks right now, the strategies that teams run over and over again. We saw it on Mirage there when they did their force buy or their half buy BXQ, and the guys from Fnatic knew exactly how to react, putting that Molotov down, playing for information, knowing that kind of play was going to come out, and then just cleaning up after it came in. You can do that on a map like Cobblestone as well. You can see the tells and you could take advantage of that. We know that North like to do on their first or second gun rounds quite a fast A strat with the jump smoke covering off A long and doors and basically just going straight up the guts of mid. So if you know Fnatic know these things and they can play to their strengths and North are playing their normal cookie cutter style, then I can definitely see Fnatic coming in here and sneaking out a victory.
Sorry, silly Alex needs some help. What was that again? So they smoke doors long on the T side and just run up the ramp?
Yeah, run up middle. So it's a jump smoke that covers the near stables, near the wood.
Sure.
Right, it covers off there. So when you're playing aggressively in A long, which Config and AZ like to do, yeah, it's a big risk to come through that smoke and off doors. So the rotators also can only come out Romeo or Vent Rim, which are more isolated positions and can be cottoned off with Molotovs.
What round did you say that they tend to implement that? That's like a...
It depends on like the money situations, but it's like a first or second kind of gun round thing to set the pace early. So this is going to be interesting to see if they want to run with that or if they just go to the normal B executes.
Okay. And Yanko, final point with you then. Cobblestone, North, Fnatic. Is that something you're looking forward to seeing North take this one, or what are you thinking?
JW sawed off in the drop.
Oh God, I almost forgot all about that.
I think he's feeling it. Alex.
Yeah, I mean, top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, we haven't seen Fnatic, or at least I haven't in a while on Cobblestone. Doesn't seem to be very high on their pick ban list. But you know, going against North, there's a lot of information for them to study, and they can prepare well for this game.
It may look like a troll, but JW does buy the sword off rather legitimately for that drop room take, and in fact, so much so that when I play with Lauren, she tends to do that and doesn't do quite so well. Shout out to Pansy for the one frag she gets with that sword off. Gents, predictions, you haven't quite hit the mark on Mirage. You want to try and bounce back with your Cbble predict?
It was an overtime game, Alex.
Yeah,
come on,
close.
give us a break.
We get half a point.
Half a point. I'll give you half a point in this fictional system.
2-0 North.
Yeah, okay. Give it to the Danes.
I'm going to go with Fnatic again.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a pretty good start isolating Config over towards that A side. If he has another slow start, it could be a good T half. From
it is a big if, though. Not often you get to see Config with such a terrible first half, if not game, we saw from him on Mirage. Did bounce back, though. Let's see if he runs with that momentum with the Lions, as they're going to be looking to fill this game with pride. That's an awful joke. Let's go ahead over to some people who are much better with words than me. It's Henry G and Sadakist.
You can stand on my pride rock any day, Alex.
Good lord. Yes, it does again. Henry G and that real funny guy, Sadakist. He's going to be entertaining you the second map, the final map of the evening. Cobblestone, I do favour North on this one. I think they're, as I think I explained on Mirage, I think their execution on the T side, especially where they'll be starting, is pretty difficult to overturn. But Fnatic have been known to be very good on this map in times gone by. We'll see what they can do here as we go into round number 1. Forces of armour for the T side, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, and no upgraded pistols. And there will be a kit and a smoke available for gold. It's normally the in-game leaders that have the utility, and indeed that rings true for both of them on this particular round. Flasher holds towards danger. Now a bit of company coming from long A. He can hear them, and he adjusts his position and holds towards mid.
Adjusts and holds. Flash downed by AZ. Gets around the corner into the bottom middle. He'll be at the ready with Cajun, who's already made his way out at long. Flash will hold him off. It's Crims inside of the site.
Ooh.
Was inside of the site. AZ, great start to the pistol round. 2 very quick kills. A flank for JW that could be timely, and they'll need it. Config still wreaking havoc as he takes down Golden. Follows up on Lekro, and forget the flank. They're already facing. Swiftly, we're facing. MSL backs off ever so slightly.
First fire comes out, a rare appearance there, doesn't find the headshot just yet. It should be the end of the round momentarily. Poor luck for MSL, they had a very quiet game on Mirage. Can't find that opening kill for himself in the pistol, but he will win the round indeed. 1-0 for the T side. A fast approach towards A, and Config getting towards the murder hole. It's called that for a very obvious reason. Lots of death found in that particular area, and Config does a very good job with the Glock, takes 2 of them down, and secures the round, and the flank does almost nothing. The force fire from the CT's coming through. 3 CZ75s, a Deagle for Crims, and a Scout for JW. Another fast approach towards middle. North do like to fly out the idea of going very quickly towards this part of the map. Here's Crims that spots them. He'll go for rotations, try and stay alive as long as he can, does some damage, but he'll be going down as well. Smoke towards connector, should be round complete with the Molotov towards the balcony as well. They might have saved their upgraded pistol to this point. I would say that's very likely.
I would say you're absolutely correct in that call, because they're already doing it.
We explained this earlier in the evening. We saw NIP do this and actually successfully win the 3rd round after. Say you CZ, your army is scout, you know this round's over. There's no point in throwing. Sure, they're only pistols, but you've got the armor there as well. It's certainly worth trying another stack in the next round, seeing what you can do. That scout shot looked like it connected, but not quite. JW won't find the frag just yet, and they want to try and take that scout out of his hands. They won't be able to do it. JW at least costs them some money. MSL, he's just trying to force the issue here. Just get himself established, get a frag on the board there. Not meant to be those 0 and 2 after he had the very poor performance on Mirage as well, but his team came back, I should say, and won the game. He's in-game leader. That's his role, to call the strategies and get things done. Round number 3, and 4 weapons are saved, one of which is the Scout, which can always be a little bit tricky if it gets rolling. It's a few tags and sets those CZs for the alley-oop. Round number 3 coming through. North is sticking as a 5-man unit so far. Both rounds going towards the A bomb site. This time they'll head towards B. Bomb down, though, so he won't be committing straight away. Config does like to be a little bit, I guess, overzealous at times of this part of the map, pushing through smokes and trying to open things up. Won't be doing that just yet. As JW tries to get things going with the Scout here, he might actually find the first kill. There's a gap in that smoke. But decides to fall back towards the bomb site itself.
Golden waits with the CZ. It's a green one. It's an emerald. You're a gem, Hank.
Thank you.
As he waits below the drop room, smoke soon to dissolve. Just like my career.
Has it?
Slowly but surely. Holding at the ready, but not ready enough. MSL goes in. It's flushing now the wait. With the CZ75 pole position, because he's a race car driver. It's Cajun B. Actually, Flusher does very well with it, I have to say. He did take a leading role, if you know what I mean. as he gets 2 kills. But they go down. It's Lekro and Crims. Three to find on the north side if they were to pull off the eco. It's unlikely, but they've definitely done damage. Crims picks up a scout. We'll see if that can amount to a headshot somewhere on the map.
Yeah, he'd have to get very close range to Bowder to make that a possibility. Looks like he'll try and do what he can here. Tries to pre-fire, doesn't really work out for him. Should be almost certainly the round now for North. No defuse good available, of course, but a scout shot from Crims works out quite nicely. They save a scout and AK. The scout not so much, but the AK is certainly very beneficial into the next round. Might as well save the scout, I guess. Like, it's not optimum, but maybe just try and get a few exit kills with it. Keep them in the side itself. Hasn't got any armor to save. Doesn't really want that scout to the next round. Wants an AK, and that's what he'll get. That's actually really nice. Very calm. Picks up the AK, survives as well. Puts himself back in the side. Unlikely a T will be in this area. Guarantees that he'll survive the round. I think 2 AK-47s into the first gun round here. This is looking good for the CTs now. That's pretty much as good as it gets. That's the CZ doing some good work. It seems to be the most powerful pistol in the game right now. I think that's the next pistol to be adjusted, perhaps. It seems like it's too prevalent at all times and finds kills left, right, and center. I think they're still finding the perfect recipe of the pistols.
I think 3 bullets per magazine, and it's perfect.
Yeah, okay, just the 3.
Yeah. That's a joke, but by the way, in case anyone was, taking me seriously, biggest mistake you can make is taking me seriously. His config slips out. I think he spotted his knee. He certainly did. He's blinded, but his teammates can enter on the back of that and make sure that he's not found while restoring his vision. Cbble goes out from behind the rocks. Unfortunately for him, AZ is far too close to swing back around and do any further damage to those of the intruders. Now what's the call? Because Golden, only with an MP9, they've picked up 2 AKs previously and would like to continue using those. Still, somehow they find kills. Lekro and Flusha. It's config left. So too with Cajun B. He now the only one. On an AWP, bomb planted inside of the statue, and he's going to try and find opening shots. Good find on Golden. Low HP on Crims. Now, has he gotten that call? It seems he has, because he's gone to the pistol, but he's taking damage in doing so. And the AK, it won't matter. He's on the defuse. Cajun definitely knew that he was low on HP.
Yeah, he did, but he didn't know he was that close to the bomb. That could have fallen apart. Maybe a missed call from a teammate, but he recovers, pulls out the USP, counts to 3, takes him down after the full defuse was attempted there, and Cajun B, way too experienced for that nonsense, takes him down. And this will be a partial buy into round number 4. Fourth stage lost bonus, of course, meaning to get $3,400 the next round, so they can afford to get Deagle's armor, Golden with the shotgun. 4-0 for North. That's the B execution I've been talking about, Matt. We mentioned a Mirage, and there's not many teams that can hold that off. Even after losing the first frag, the smokes are so strong, the flashbang's perfect. The CDs had no choice but to fall back and allow them to have the B side there. They had some decent retake frags, but it wasn't quite enough. Cajun B in the 2 versus 1 wins it out with the low HP call, as you mentioned.
Molotovs, flashes, AKs.
Brutal, isn't it? How can you hold that off?
In they go. Slight damage. That's going to reveal that he's there, but GW, you got to hit shots, bruh. Golden with the shotgun does come up large to take down Marcel, goes for more. Volda's got him quickly with an AK and a flash. The green gloves holding the Empress AK. I don't know if I like that contrast. We'll have to get the fashion police on the case. I think Volda's realized that he swapped over to a... okay, no, he's back to it. Yeah, it's a bit too much for me.
Well, not a force buy here, but got 1 kill out of it, I guess, and they'll save some armor and the upgraded pistols there as well. They'll be able to buy it to the next round with the maximum loss bonus, but not the start Fnatic were looking for after losing in a very disappointing manner on the first map. They had the 15-9 lead, then lost in overtime after getting a 2-1 lead in the first half of that as well. Gutting signs, or scenes, I should say, for Fnatic. 4-on-2 now as Flusha and Crims try to do what they can. Maybe an exit frag here available as Crims holds in the B halls. Gets, okay, not 1. I thought he had that lined up perfectly. Config takes him down. And we're saving to the next round. Not a huge, like we said, to get maximum loss bonus in the definitive buy. Flusha will stay alive here, trying to salvage any sort of weaponry. And he does get an AK. That's a little bit cheeky. I'm surprised that North didn't throw it out of the map, or at least juggle it away, but he does manage to pick it up. CD side, always beneficial to hold tight angles of the AK, have that one-tap potential. Morph will come out for the first time on the CT side. It'll be, of course, JW to wield the weapon. Cbble, of course, as well. On the T side, he is very good and very patient on Cobblestone, as demonstrated right now. It's very rare to see the Rapunzel position used in competitive play, but it does have a nice angle you can see towards danger.
It's quite the view, Rapunzel. I liked her hair.
I think that was her whole thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, either way, let's flush it back toward the stables with a flash toward top mid. They have entered the flash. Sufficient, but not incompletion. And therefore, with remaining slight vision, they're able to fall back and take the shots toward him. It's a response from Crims as he reps back around, and Golden found a frag in the meantime. So it's 1 up for Fnatic. 2 to find for North, or rather 3 to find for North, excuse me. I realize that's kind of confusing when I say 1 up. I don't mean 1 left alive, I mean 1 more than that of North Ave. So it was a 3 versus 2, but Valdes found the kill on Crims to make it even.
It was really weird by Crims, making all that noise, jumping on the back of the APC. It's just a matter of time before he gave himself up. That was a little bit amateur, but maybe he had something as a sort of bait he had in mind, but well, there you go. Makes a lot of noise, and down he goes. And now the recovery coming in as Lekro is left in an almost impossible situation. A 2 versus 1. Sure, one of them's low HP. He makes the run back towards bottom of middle, but the bomb's heading in the other direction, I'm afraid. Now all the other terrorist player has to do, Cbble, that is, hold cannons, or stable, to stop him getting towards connector. And he won't have much of a chance to really check what's going on here. Oh, this is so nice. Very well played by Cajun. Gets an orb to pick up as well. That's really, really nice play. I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10?
Yep.
That's better than you rated me.
Originally. You've gone down to about a 6 now.
Oh, listen, I'd like to think that I was a 9 at one point in my life, but all and travel, spending too much time with Henry G, it's all added up.
Yeah, my body feels like I've put about 10 years since I started casting.
It's not about us, Hank. It's about the game. Stop talking. Stop self-indulging.
Hey, it's a pause. A little bit of fun.
6. Fnatic struggling to. They had a 6-1 lead on the previous map, and then a 15-9 or 15-8 even at one point.
15-9, yeah.
And then they lost in overtime. So North is continuing with momentum, as they said they might do on the desk this time as well. Config has started off much better, 6-3. The better score line is 7-0 for Cbble.
Yet to die. That is quite nice indeed. A partial buy once again from Fnatic. It was a great mid-round call, I guess late-round call, in the 2 versus 1. Lekro, they got the information as to where he was. Cbble, low HP, holds the connector. Even if he goes down there, he gets the information that he's coming in very late. Definitely from the connector doors. Like, that is such a perfect play. Get the bomb out of there, watch the flank, put himself in a really unpredictable situation, holding that stables position. Nothing Lekro could do there. Taken down, and we go into round number 7. Like we said, partial buy available. Deagles, PD50, CZ. A few smokes. They can play this like a default and hope for the best, and we'll see if the CZ can deliver. That's in the hands of Flusher. Managed to get a few kills a bit before. Flames coming in, though, staying a little bit longer than he should. Lekro goes down to 45 points of health, hoping someone like Config walks through the smoke, but they're going back towards the A side. It's up to Crims towards that danger area, and indeed middle.
Crims waits as well with the Deagle. He's got to consider that being alone means someone could easily walk around the corner above him, check toward him, and he wouldn't have a clue what hit him. I mean, I think he knows it's probably an AK, but figuratively speaking. Yeah. As MSL finds JW rotating through the connector as well. Lekro's going to jump in. Does get a shot before going down. It was pretty, but not pretty enough.
MSL can't get a break. As soon as he gets 2 frags on the board, finds 4 in total, gets that 1 deek as he went down through the smoke, of course. Lekro finds it, but 7-0, he's absolutely fine. I would say this is the round now on North, like go for that rush middle. Like they do that every now and then when they're dictating the pace of the game and just on the CT to recovering. You throw in like a random round like that. Doesn't look like it'll be this round, but it'll be coming soon. They could just fall back to the B execution by the looks of things here. They're in 5th gear, cruising. There's number 8.
I mean 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. What car are you driving?
I'm driving
it's relative.
2001 Vauxhall Golf. Vauxhall Golf, Volkswagen.
That's yeah.
Almost fell into it. I corrected myself.
It was, you were all right there.
I was doing all right.
Yeah, it wasn't great. A 5th gear would be correct for that, yeah.
Yes, I tried my best. All fell apart.
JW Smokes in front of himself, AWP, and they drop in beside him just as he leaves the position. They were always going to check it, or so it seemed. As Cajun gets a shot back onto Flusha, Golden tries his level best to find through the smoke anyone at all, as MSL, waiting in the right position, has the kill onto him. Goes down to Crims, but relays the information, and Cajun's able to follow it up. It's 8-0 for North. And Cajun is still yet to die.
The god, the immortal, Cajun B.
Oh, well, that's actually Bolts and Steel.
Why do I do it to myself?
Yeah, actually, they've also got Destiny now. Horvey, who they brought in as a reserve, and now they picked up ZQKS.
Well, there you go. Thank you for clearing that up.
You're welcome.
They didn't make it to the minor, though.
No, which is rather unfortunate because they had a legendary status, and they didn't even make it to a minor this time. So after grinding forever and ever and ever to finally make a major, it's all gone wrong.
Bolts and Steel, yeah, my heart bleeds for them. That's really unfortunate, especially Steel as well. Such a passionate guy and so happy to actually make a major, get to the grand final, then not even get to the next one. Either way, I don't know how we got there, but we did. It will be 8-0 for North. That big execution the previous round certainly yielded some fruit as Flusha tries the same here. CZ in hand. The flashbang was great, but too much cover for North. They can fall back and manage to negate the powerful flashbang and have a partial buy here for Fnatic. Not looking good. Almost certainly going to be 9-0 on the T side of Cobblestone. I think Danish CS does Cobblestone best. We'll see whether they can continue this now. JW in a decent position here, maybe for one kill. There it is. Where's the refrag? A little bit clumsy there from North, but they recover in very good style.
Lacro. Flash was sufficiently avoided, but also he's heard them run back, so he thinks he can chase them down. He certainly can. He'll take the bomb out of MSL's hands, goes for the deagle, and bye-bye Volda. He was tagged up, so it wasn't a headshot, but still works.
Well, now they've got a chance to win this round. Control of the bomb, 30 seconds remaining. Smoke deployed as well. I think they've done it. I don't see a world where Cajun B can really do anything about this. Wait for his teammate, their time ticking away so desperately low. They have to wait for the smoke to go down unless they get a really quick kill here and head towards B. It looks like a Fnatic round almost certainly here, with both of them with AK-47s holding decent angles as well. Oh, a blunder there. Lekka, you've got to do better than that, my friend. They still should win the round due to the time. They can't plant the bomb here. Golden knows it. All they have to do is take him down. What's he doing?
Oh, no.
Oh, God, he tempted fate there.
That would have been interesting, but they were so desperate to get to the site, he was able to collect them in spades. It's the first round for Fnatic. The first that Cajun B has died.
To be fair, but to Golden at the end there, yeah, I think he heard them coming before he had a chance to get towards cover. He was in a position, he was hoping, well, maybe they go towards A. He saw it coming down. I think if he goes towards Chicken Coop, he would be the open. So that was probably the correct decision, but as we snap to his POV, it looks a little bit suspect. But he still wins the round. It's absolutely fine. 8-1, that's an eco, or partial by victory. So Fnatic now have something to work with here. The reset won't be as deadly as it potentially could be. Like I said, Config loves to try and find the opening picks here, especially when he's in the zone. Seems like he's recovered after the disappointing start. Mirage nade starting to fly in now. Everyone's aware this is what Config does. Smoke's deployed. Full beam commitment coming through.
Well, Vold has found Fnatic getting aggressive, having won one round. They've got confidence to play with. GW, oh, confidence. All right, makes up for it. It's down to Config in 1 versus 3, and he's found immediately by Crims. 2 in a row, avoiding the reset, a substantial fact you must consider.
Well, there we go. Round number 11. 8-2. North giving up a couple of rounds here, one of which was a little bit of a nightmare with a bomb going down the B. Hall's area, I have to say they got a bit ahead of themselves, getting themselves in situations where they were separated. There was no refrag potential, and it seems fine when you're like a 5-on-3, they're on pistols. It is a little bit tempting just to run around and try and get the kills in your favor and just slow the round out, but as soon as you give up a rifle and then your core falling back and your teammates have to recover the situation for you, then the bomb goes down. It's a little bit disappointing. That's the way they dropped that round, but Cajun B takes down the AWPer and finds a stellar shot there on the B bomb side. Golden, in equal fashion, finds a headshot there on AZ, but that should be the round. Looks like this is going to be Cajun B running away with it as he finds his third of the round. What a fantastic performance there.
Volda gets the shot back. North back in business. I saw someone spamming We the North earlier. That's Toronto Raptors thing, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Are they a basketball team?
That is correct. Well done.
Okay.
They used to have Chris Bosh on the team. He physically looked like a Raptor.
Well, there you go. It all makes sense. JW almost certainly going to hit the shot, which he does. Doesn't get the kill. Legs up. Config. This is what I can assume is a force buy. It is. Everyone's all in. They've got the AWP to work with here. An equal trade doesn't really help out the CTs right now, but the damage inflicted to Config certainly does. They'll try and get that weapon back at the upper platform, and Config, he'll be on 17 points of health still. It's up to Golden to try and maybe shoot above that smoke. Caught nothing for it. And everything goes a little bit quiet here as the smoke goes into a drop down.
All quiet on the Western Front. Never read that book. Flash in toward the drop room. Golden's going to wrap around, smoke down. His Deagle in hand is not as well equipped as he would have hoped against the AKs as MSL takes the duel and wins it quite easily. Crims, meanwhile, has an AK of his own. He's done the same to drop the bomb on entry. He's going to wide peek it. Actually, that back, there's another slow peek. Valda gets the kill either way. JW finds position. We're still in a 2 versus 2 at deadlock.
Yeah, still advantage towards North, but JW finds the bomb and not for long. MSL recovers it, and it's at the flush up on the flank with the MP9, making a lot of noise as well, but that should be fine. Both of them now towards drop down. He'll have to go first and be the bodyguard, and he'll try and make a distraction. Where's the refrag from JW? Surely he comes out straight away and gets the shot. But now gives his position up. It's going to be extra hard to try and win this round. A nice first opening shot, but he might have done it. Oh my goodness, how has he got away with it? I have no idea.
Just look at it.
You've got to hear those. I don't know how he doesn't get that kill. Oh, and he said from Valda's point POV.
9-3. We hit round 13, and money starts to come into question on both sides.
So
there's enough to buy.
They know where he is. He's there ready and waiting to get the shot. How has he not got that kill? Why did he stop shooting?
Yeah, that confuses me quite a bit. The stop shooting part really throws a...
Why has he stopped there? Like, that's close to medium range. You can just commit to a spray there. And he just taps, like, what, three, 4 bullets and stops shooting?
And then it starts to strafe to his left.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Maybe he ran out of ammunition. I don't know. That's really weird. Like I said, I'd see it from his POV before I can really cast judgment, but still, that looked like it was a guaranteed kill for Valda. Knew exactly where he was, had the position, had the lineup. Gives it away. Still, a strong lead for North, and another 1v1 win for Fnatic means they're going to be struggling once again. MP9s, Famises, M4s. Another disappointing clutch there for North.
Grim's good position behind the door. Is able to anticipate flashes correctly and look away. They've got it down to a situation that's actually winnable again on the Fnatic side, and this would whittle away the economy, give them a chance to bring this even back to potentially 9-6, which would be remarkable, all things considered, as Flusha finds one of the MP9s making a lot of noise. But Cajun does not have the courage to go and try and take advantage to grab the bomb.
I think in this situation, 4-on-2, you hear the footsteps like that, you almost certainly go for it. I guess his teammate, AZ, he was waiting for him to strike, so there was some method behind the madness there, but I thought gifted an opportunity to find that frag as he's falling back. You take it, but there it is, Fnatic establishing themselves now. It took a few very difficult rounds, but they have whittled down the money of North, and then presumably will be eco for the last round here. We could have a 9-6 half, and what seemed like it was over. I think we were, what, 9-0 at one point? Was it 8-1? Okay, it was 8-0. And then it was 9-2. They fought it back to 9-4. And like I said, an eco coming in for North. Full sprayed up of Crims. This should be 2, maybe 3 kills. Third. Gets 4th. Goes 1 better. Round guaranteed for Fnatic. Crims with another eco spray down like he got a Mirage. But there it is. Like I said, I think it wouldn't actually be too bad, all things considered, the way this was looking. Here's a replay. Nothing too spectacular here. I think even you could pull this one off, Matt.
You know, sometimes I question if I could or could not, but I'll take your word for it. 9-6 is in the cards, which is absolutely shocking considering the state of events that we've had. This was 8-0 and 9-2 at a point.
It's true. Well then. Final round of the first half here of our final map of the evening. Back at it again with Pro League. We've got 2 more nights after this for you this week. And it will be North looking very good at the B-bomb site. Even better, Lekro from the Hobbit hole does what he can, but only gets 2 kills. It will be flushing out to try and fight back here in the final round. 3 versus 1. Got the kit and utility, but I don't think this is possible.
8 in. Flank out. AZ gets 10-5. 5 is workable on the CT side of Cobblestone. We'll see if Fnatic can do exactly that. We had to come back into overtime in the first map between these two. It may or may not happen again. We'll be back after a break. Well, things get back to a state by which we can all be excited about because we're getting back and underway. It's 10-5, Hank.
10-5 indeed. I think Fnatic will be happy to be there, all things considered. 9-2 down. Some huge clutches there, some questionable ones. I'm interested to hear the analysts' thoughts on that situation of Valda and JW. I have no idea how that transpired, but there it was. I didn't see him as POV, but maybe they could check it out. 10-5, Cobblestone. That is definitely a recoverable scoreline. It's not the end of the world. 5 rounds on the CT half. It's regarded as a team map, maybe not so much anymore since the steps were implemented. It certainly gave the CTs more room to wiggle with towards the B-bomb site. A lot more information to be granted to them. We'll be underway momentarily, the final half of the evening. This is the hot matchup of the week. First map certainly delivered on all fronts, overtime. Some huge rounds in there as well. This one probably will go the distance as well. Fnatic just need a pistol, they're right back in this.
A pistol, and they're right back in this. That's what Henry says. I agree. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't do that. That'd be very dishonest of me. And I think if they got right back in this with that pistol, they could actually pull this back. I'm going to say it. Did North crumble? Is it the reverse of what we saw in the last game? Config sits at 13-10. It's 15-5 for Cajun, so only dying in the rounds by which they lost. Cajun, speaking of, goes aggressive to start it off, finds a shot immediately onto JW, but they're going to continue to pursue him on B, and he wants a better angle. He wants to be safe, so he'll run to the comfort and confide of his friends. Valda gets in a similar position where he needs to find a better angle and tries to do the same. They'll go for a passive retake with the smokes down on the site, but that may not even happen because Flusha and Crims finding kills. Crim's continuing to do so, but he's the last alive suddenly. It's all fallen apart, and it's a flank from Config, no less, to make it 11-5.
11-5, they needed the pistol there. It's not the end of the world. They can force by him on the T side, but North put their best foot forward there, and it will be them finishing things off in the 2 versus 1. Crims couldn't really get rolling in the clutch situation. Config coming with the fast flank. Finishes things off. It was a simple B approach from Fnatic. They will force by indeed. CZ's PD50s lose this 12-5 and almost certainly 13-5 will be an eco into the third. Need this to happen for them to have a realistic chance of converting this map into at least a competitive scoreline. Let's see what they can do with it. 2 rifles for North, 3 UMPs. On a map like Cobblestone is absolutely fine. You see, this is probably the most prevalent map for shotguns and even the sawed-off shotgun. That's because it's got so many tight, close-range encounters, especially towards this part of the map. Drop down. No one going to be in there for now. Will be MSL holding by the window, just getting information. He can hear them coming. He'll give the call to his teammates. They won't check the window, but they'll get a refrag as the bomb goes down.
Shots rattling toward the smoke. There's no such luck.
This is nice by AZ. Alone on the A site. Gives it up. Just thinks, I'd rather stay alive, get one kill, stop any flanks from middle, which he does, and wait for his teammates to rotate in. He'll go down here. Almost certainly Golden gets him. Well played by him, but that's pretty much as good as they get for AZ, I think.
As good as he's going to get for AZ, but Valda might have better fate in front of him. They've got problems. They've conceded the round after the pistol. Fnatic pull the momentum back, and they still might get right back into it because they can now make this an 11-8 scoreline, potentially.
Yeah, must-win round. As I said, Fnatic do it. Fast play towards drop-down. It was an open area with MSL only getting that one kill. Unfortunately, they went for a heavy B stack. 4 players on the B side of the map. AZ alone, like I said, had to retreat, and this allowed them to have the side itself. He gets one kill, but Golden takes him down with close-range P250. That was nice positioning by him. And we go into a force buy, not all in from North. I think they're setting themselves up for a double orb setup on the first gun round. You can see Config and Cbble with full ecos here. So that suggests they're aiming for that setup. Config, definitely a player, likes to join in with the force buys and get the deagle out. So that would be indicative of what's coming.
Flush Elecro toward long A. B has JW outside of the stairs, outside of the smoke, trying to find a shot on Valda. He'll back off as Valda gets closer and closer. It's JW to find him inside of the smoke. Close enough, sir. Stop there.
You turn yourself into a old British war colonel there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
Okay.
Just kidding. It's kind of what I had in mind, though. One of the little bowler hats on.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the the silver Queen's logo on the front or whatever that was, and a little pom-pom on the top. Cajun B. He's going to hold down that exact site, getting closer. Actually runs forward and gets a gun, so M4 picked back up. Flasha with a shot on a Mac-10 from far range, though is still decent, but nonetheless it's Cajun that survives. Bomb's going to go down. He's going to try and survive with an M4 is the issue, and in doing so, he's going to be left in the B site. They're going to pursue. He's got no armor, so naturally I expect his demise is imminent.
I think you might be right. There it is. Fnatic pull another round back. 11-7 is your scoreline. The force by not, well, I guess partial force by 2 players on full eco, but we had 3 all in. They'll take a full eco here at this point. Like I said, the double orb set up next round. Very likely. Cajun and Config both set around 3,500. They'll be getting 2,400 into the next round, so both can buy the orb. Won't be the best of buys, but certainly something they can opt for. And this is a bit of a chance for Fnatic just to completely run over the B side. Looks like a rush. A few Molotovs deployed as well. Not going to be going all in. Wait for the reaction there. Many airstrikes waiting for them. Nade towards a tree. And here we go, the final commitment.
JW aggressive, flashes out, but he's got vision back in time to get to the rock. It's Flusha that joins from drop at the same time. And it's a slaughter. That's actually a well-timed execution. Good control of drop. Shots hit. Fnatic on 8, North on 11. A game certainly on display. I think this is going to get close, Hank.
Double orb setup comes out. Here we go. They don't roll on every map, but when they do, it can be quite powerful. Config's a bit of a loose cannon. He likes to go for the opening picks. Cajun B, he's a safe pair of hands. He'll just be holding the back of the B side, hitting shots that count, but Config, he'll be the playmaker, if you like. As we go into round number 5. Config, like I said, wants that first pick, the fallen angle hold. With the AWP, flashbang presumably coming in. That's when he's pulled the trigger, try and fall back. Or maybe he's gifted a shot there, can't find it. I'll fall back after giving his position up, goes for the quick scope, but at this point finding himself in a little bit of hot water.
JW back down to the bottom of mid. He's going to wrap all the way back around to the B tunnels. Golden somehow gets between all of them. He is the golden boy.
That was lovely there. The movement of the Mac-10 that's reading them like a book. Takes 2 players down in the connector. That's where you want to be using that weapon towards drop down / connector. 5 on 3 now. They're getting back into this game as JW finds the 3rd frag. This is a safe call. AZ and Config on the wrong side of the map. Bomb planted. Completely picked apart by one of the weakest guns on the T side, the MAC-10.
Flusher looking wide. See if he can spot anyone trying to run away with guns, and he could do. AZ, I think, smarter than that, though. He knows that holding in a tight confinement of long forces them to peek. An open area, not the best of interests. Flusher looks away too soon. AZ finds the kill. They now know. Sound the alarms. Unfortunately, they're well spread out across the map. JW is the only one close enough to try and take these guns away from North. 11-9. You talked about a double op setup. Forget anything. Forget any saves. JW finds 2.
He does indeed.
Good golly.
Nothing saved into this round whatsoever. Here's the MAC-10 play. Perfectly read in the connector. Shuts them down. 2 headshots. Yes, please. 11-9. Getting very close to finding double digits now. It's another eco for North. We're certainly going to get it, Fnatic. Disastrous first half. Lost a pistol as well. 11-5 down. They won the second round force buy, and here we are. That's going to be 4 clean rounds in a row for them. Maybe even 5.
Golden waits to find an entry. JW's got the first shot onto MSL. He's looking toward the rock and trying to tap away. Thankfully, Lekro finds Cage behind the statue. Just the pistols to work with for North, and I don't think that'll do anything at all.
You get 1 kill, the opening from Config there with the PT-50, but that's all we'll get. That was on the other side of the map. Flusher goes down. They'll make their way towards the B site. He'll find a MAC-10. That's not really going to help him out next round in terms of the buy into the next. To get maximum loss bonus. The double ops that could come out once more. Wasn't exactly successful in his first outing, but that's the thing with double op setups. So you have to give it a couple of goes first. Cobblestone, I'm not a huge fan, just of the retake factor. Noise made. Kill found. Crims takes him down. 11-10. Double digits. How quickly has that slipped by? Double ops available. Config yet to buy. $6,300 in the bank. There it is. It comes out once more. To be fair, didn't really get a chance to use it properly.
Config down aggressively toward the lower mid position. He's waiting for the flash. There's the flash. Turns his back. Readies the AWP. Smartly. Well thought out. Calculated. But nothing to really take advantage of afterward, as Valda will sit with a smoke in front of him. As he knows JW's likely up behind the cubby, but can't get the angle on it. He's getting desperate to get shots through it. 1 round between them, having won the pistol. North gave back the momentum. They nearly give away the opening pick for free in this round, but Valda's able to trade and find JW immediately in response. Lots of Molotov's going to try to distill him from his position, including that in stairwell, and when he looks at it, he realizes he has to go to the statue, so they've opened up room on the entry, and Lekro's going to be the one to try and take advantage of said room, but as soon as the flames extinguish, Valda goes back in. That could catch them off at the same time.
11-10. 4-4. And we'll be back towards the A site. AZ alone once more. He's in towards danger. M4 in hand. He'll be facing towards top and middle. Does at least spot 1. They'll know the jig is up and they might decide to fall back at this point. 40 seconds remaining now. They've got a smoke. I think that's been deployed already. It's quite a nice one. Goes towards connector, I believe. Indeed it will. Valda. Does he feel brave? Does he want to push his smoke?
You definitely can hear them. It's a matter of how and when does he go, and if. He's gone one direction. Back's turned. They're going to walk in. Oh, nearly walk into his crosshairs. Lekro able to respond fast enough. MSL waits therefore to cover off drop. It's Flusher that gets Config back. MSL still trying to do battle and eventually does get Crims, but still. Ooh, fake plant. I was going to say, Flusher's going to be bold and try and plant the bomb. A good shutdown. 12-10. North maintain the lead and pull it back to within, or back, I should say, extend it to 2.
Still with plenty of money, though, after winning so many rounds in a row. 5 there after losing the pistol. They know North are on the brink of a double eco here. Fully invested into the round after winning the previous 12-10. Win this, though, Fnatic will almost certainly take the lead. They know how much is on the line in round number 8. Config, like we said, the playmaker, heads towards middle, waits for the flashbangs to come through. There it is. Goes to the pick. Can't find the shot just yet. Wallbangs coming through. Gets taken down to 39 points of health and a nade as well. Make it 25. His teammate AZ towards long A, waiting for any sort of reaction from the T-side, trying to take him down. It's chaotic here, and Valda, he gets the sound cube. You're not aware in CSGO, if you ding someone up, it's a weird mechanic that's added into the game. You can actually get the sound effects in, really on any sort of angle or length. He gets the Q and manages to find the shot through the smoke. 5 and 4. Upgrade to the AK-47 as well. It's JW that goes down.
Golden. Trying to find... way back toward the connectors, Lekro. Gets with him. It's Cajun to hold off with an AWP. Shot hit. Cajun with 1, nearly 2. Damage done to Lekro on entrance as well. Rather rash attempt to fire, pre-fire, that is, in the AWP, but it brings Valda closer. He's found 2 kills now in the round. Flush to the next in line, and Valda makes no mistake on him as well. 3 to go for North.
That was must-win for North there, like we said, on the brink of getting into a double eco situation, but they managed to win it with a clean sweep there. Valda, a little bit fortunate with that shot through the smoke. I'm sure that was a sigh of relief as he managed to hit the dink through the smoke and then find 2 more kills after that as well, after upgrading his FAMAS to the AK-47 as well. Nice work as we get to round number 9. Fnatic still with plenty of cash available. Got 1 more buy in the bag if they lose this round. Double orb set up once again, Cajun being Config, trying to do what they can. 3 players on the A side of the map this time. MSO joining AZ in danger. He'll be baited in. You can see him just hiding in the corner there. Actually, I like this setup, actually. This is actually so you can watch towards long A and middle. You're pretty protected from flashbangs. Not much utility can get you out of those positions, and it means you're good for holding one particular angle instead of hoping for the best. The smoke comes through. I'll have to fall back at this point. Reposition, set up the turrets.
Valda finds the shot onto GW, as I was saying. As it's all responded, it's Crims that gets the better of Config. Watch Valda, however, because he pulls it back and Flush is suddenly the last alive. Valda's going to have to watch for the nade. He jumps away in time, leaves him on 100 HP, and he and Cajun can set and ready for a bomb that is in the hands of Flush. Cajun goes back inside of the hut. He will not have vision of the site itself. Valda's gone to danger, so no escape for Flush. So there's no way backwards. And as more time goes on, Valda can hold the position and potentially flank all the way back in from long. I suspect he'll start to do so as this gets closer to the 30, maybe 20-second mark. There's no reason to move for North. This is very disciplined.
35 seconds. They know they've got him locked in.
Flusha thinks that he can use time to his advantage, but that's not going to work in this case.
He's just trying to get them second-guessing themselves, you know? Maybe think, has he snuck past me in mid? He does head towards connector, perhaps. And you can see occasion B. I was about to say, maybe wondering what's happening at that point, but the timing comes into perfection. 40-10 there. Fnatic, faster play towards A, and it was Config with the AWP, the double orb setup actually working out.
2 to the finish for North. They'll make it 2 wins on the evening against Fnatic, who previously topped the leaderboard of Pro League.
They currently are.
Currently are topping the leaderboard. That's what I said.
But I'm not sure how it will stand after this. We'll find out. They got 1 point in the first map, of course. I believe it's North as second, so this is an interesting match. Definitely worthy of hot match of the week. And the first kill for JW. We're not done quite yet. It was Valda trying to get aggressive on the upper ramp, punish for it. This might just be the full commitment now towards the B side. Smokes deployed, Cajun B in an awkward position here at the steps with the open hand as well. Tries to get back towards the statue. The Molotovs rain in, the flashbangs coming through as well. Smokes deployed. He can't find the shot, taken down by Lekro. He's got 1 player waiting towards the Hobbit hole. It's MSL who tucks himself in the corner, but it's not enough. Round in favor of Fnatic, unless some absolute heroics come through from Config and AZ. 1 kill so far for AZ, but down he goes. Config left in the 3 versus 1 with the AWP. Nothing he can do there, and they pounce. As soon as Fnatic get that opening pick through the smoke, the execution comes through. They know how long the rotations takes from the A site, and in they go. And they might have just forced an eco out of North here. Take a timeout, Rugger. Time for you to assess the situation. He is indeed the coach of North, if you're not aware. $2K, well, almost 3, I would say, for Cbble. 2,000 for config, 3,300 for MSI. I think this is almost certainly an eco. They buy into this. It's got to be suicide of the game.
And here we go. So a round finally for Fnatic that breaks North that quickly because things have been so closely contested.
They'll take the eco. That's the right decision. Trust me. They force ball that and lost. That could be the game thrown away.
I trust you, Hank.
Good. Glad someone does.
Well, there is flush one Fnatic player flush out toward long A. AK's at the ready for Fnatic. Pistols only for North. They'll get information and a shot toward Crims. Does take him up. He goes down to 19, but the shot is better from the AK than it is from a USP. Volda does do good work, and then they try and get aggressive, and that doesn't work at all because Golden, he's there.
Well, they were 11-5 up North at one point. Now 14-12. Another very close map indeed. Round number 12. The closing sectors now. Double orb not available. Oh, it is. I beg your pardon. There's AZ had extra cash. He throws over the orb to config. He has to go glass cannon here. So, you know, this is the setup they really want to be forcing out here. Config hasn't exactly done amazing work with the orb. He's had a couple of decent rounds. As he hunts towards middle this time. Taken down by JW. The incision has been made. 5-on-4. They don't have to go all in here. Just wait for the reactions to come through in the CTs, which is a weak buy as well. No kits. Almost no nades. One smoke remaining here at the 1:30 mark. They've got a couple of flashbangs and occasion B orb towards B. MSL rotates over to help AZ out. He's alone in danger. That seems to be common knowledge at this point. MSL will be coming to back him up. He's got one flashbang to assist. Can't really justify going around that corner.
GW shot into AZ, and it's all falling apart for North. You don't sound pleased about it, Henry, but MSL doesn't care.
It was the fact he uses the CZ there. He's got the audacity to just pull out the pistol, just take him down. He had no head armor, unfortunately. 4 poor old AZ there. 4-on-3. Bomb down, 50 seconds here, just waiting for North to get a little bit desperate for information. Occasion B pretty well established, but MSL certainly not. Taken down once again. As we get into a very advantageous situation for the Swedish side. Occasion on Valda to clutch this one out, and I don't think they have a chance. They'll end up towards A, almost certainly. We have got one player watching the rotations as well. That's Crims. This is a lock-in round. No way North can win this. We'll just try and save the AWP and the M4 here.
Oh, they start to roll. Into the deep end of this game, I think. You spoke about Immortals at the minor. If contract buyouts were to go any direction, it looks like we could have a legend spot going to Bit, Lucas, Henny, KNG, and FNX.
FNX is back. He'll slide right back into that major.
He always was. He was. You know that he's the only player in the history of the majors to have a 100% win rate that's during his attendance.
Yeah, SK Luminosity, right?
Yeah. But he can slide back into a major spot with these guys, and I think everyone saw that coming. The fact that FNX was going to join with those three.
What a party team that's going to be.
You know what? You know what? If anything, yeah, there'll be a lot of alcohol vendors that will make money in their presence at events.
Oh, good for them. Let's see what they can do with it. I still feel gutted for the Immortals boys, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, as you would say. 14-13.
Would I say that?
I don't know. Maybe. Someone said it.
I tend to eat all the crumbs. You know, I don't like to waste cookies.
Full eco here, and it's almost certainly going to be 14-14. They'll rush middle. They might get one kill out of this. Oh, there it is. Valda gets it. And Crims just to hold them off. They are all tied up. Another overtime looming. 5k on each North player. No double upset at this time. I think that's the right call. I think Config with a rifle is a lot more exciting than he is with the AWP. Just to check in with the scoreboard while we're here. 22 kills for JW. 25 for Crims. And it looks like everyone's contributing on the Fnatic side quite nicely there. On the North side, Cajun with 24, Valdo with 20, Config 19, MSL 16, and AZ. Quite a game from him, considering what we saw on Mirage. 10 kills, 20 deaths. He's playing the A side of the map, though, by himself, solo. It's not a high fragging position. You're lucky to just get one and stay alive in that sort of spot. So sometimes the scoreboard doesn't tell the full story. Well, almost all the time it doesn't tell the full story.
No, absolutely not. It doesn't at all. Well, either way. JW will start off for Fnatic. He goes down finally. North get a kill that they needed. It was Fnatic that struggled to close the last game and ended up losing in overtime. That's still a real possibility, overtime that is. In this game as MSL holds backside drop window. I think drop would be my bedroom in this game. It's quite a nice position, actually.
Full of flames.
Full of flames. Got flowers out the window, though, right?
Yeah.
And it's right outside by the courtyard. MSL takes down Golden. What would it be? I think it's actually a gatehouse because there's doors there. That's the only thing it could be. Cajun, meanwhile, tries to shut down immediately onto both Blackbro and Crims walking in from long. Volda has to follow up in the second, and North will take the round. It's map point North, therefore, with 3 players surviving.
Still overtime, a huge possibility. Loads of money available for Fnatic. They will not be stretched thin at all here. Looking for one more round to take us to what is likely to be overtime. All comes out for Config this time. It seems like he is going to be on main AWP at this point. Cajun B on the rifle, it seems. 25 kills of him. He is top fragging for North. We head into what looks like a B attack from Fnatic. They have all the executes to go with their defaults as well. Flusher holds towards A. It's Config alone. And the A side is time. It will be a full B commitment. The bomb's not with them. JW makes his way towards the end of the B platform. Valda, Cajun, and MSL lie in wait as they try to hold this one off.
JW looking to try and find success. Cajun.
He knows he has to wait.
Tries to fire into the flash. Good start, though, for Fnatic to force overtime. They've gotten 2 kills on entry, both in the hands of Blackbro. It's Cajun that wants to shut them down, and Crims, he will follow it up. AZ goes down. It's Blackbro again. The hat trick in overtime, I hate to say it, is unfortunately going to happen as North cannot close out the game. Now, I guess that depends on your perspective. I was speaking, obviously, from North's. If you're a Fnatic fan, you'll be delighted because it gives them a chance to steal back a map they potentially lost on Mirage. We go extra rounds for the second straight affair on these two teams.
We do indeed. They are number 1 and number 2 in the Pro League, respectively. North at the very top. And it seems like not much is separating these two teams tonight. It was Fnatic that narrowly missed out on the victory on Mirage. But both maps now will not find maximum points whoever wins it. So just to reiterate, if you're just joining us, if you win in overtime, you get 2 points to the standings on Pro League. If you lose, you still get a point. Everyone's a winner. And I guess that's good news for Fnatic and indeed North. They both get points regardless of this matchup and maintain their spots and solidify their chance of making the playoffs. I think both of these teams are almost very likely now to make it coming to the tail end of the Pro League season. A couple more weeks to go. A few more games for both of these teams. I think as long as they don't crash out completely, they'll be absolutely fine. Double AWP set up to enter round number 1 here. Same rules apply at the first map. 16k MR3, of course. Nothing changes map to map, just in case that was not clear. Config, nice shot. That's what we've been looking for. The playmaker, as he finds that opening kill. It's Flusher trying to cross towards the A side of the map, towards long. 5 and 4 now. Looking for that 3-0. That's as good as it gets on the CT side here. Good start on round number 1.
Cajun throw a Molotov down toward the door, the entrance to B. Unfortunately, that's a little bit deep because JW is already in front of that, so too is Lekro, a man who had a brilliant entry last round. They've lost Flusher. The dearly departed Flusher. Died so young. Notably known for having a very strong right forearm due to lifting his mouse.
It's been a while since we've seen that. There's notorious clips.
He's succeeded by Lekro, Crims, Golden, and Jw, who to this day are still in the battlefield trying to fight back against North because North are going into the B site. Lekro finds the shot on MSL. Volda Cajun. The combined North frag is going to give them a chance. It's Golden, the last alive suddenly for Fnatic and Bomb. Although in his hands is going to be a tough job to try and get planted with 2 players swiftly watching over the bomb site. Golden as well, especially wants to wrap back around and find an opening. The shot's right out. He's got one, can't snap fast enough. Config closes it down on what was a one-on-one. And it's 16 rounds for North.
North looking good there. Opening pick from Config. That's all we're looking for. That's why they're going for this double AWP setup. He's aggressive. He's confident. I guess he's one of the most, capable players in terms of playing with different weaponry. I think he's one of the most well-rounded players we have in CSGO. He's very, very good at the AWP as well. Very aggressive. Can find those little kind of backstabs that seem to completely tear teams apart. Config this time goes towards Danger, trying to find that first pick again. Like we said, confidence is key for him. He'll be going down almost certainly. I'm not sure how he managed to get away with this. If he gets 1 kill, he'll be happy. The no-scope comes through, goes down eventually. Lekro finds him. Lazy with the recovery. Gets 1, but he's alone as MSL rotates in through the balcony.
Shots back out from Crims, though, and Crims unable to locate his intended target. That's going to make things awkward, especially with the Molotov going down that will not reach the feet of MSL. 1 HP he'll survive with, but 1 HP is good enough for a headshot onto Flusha. JW, AWP, JWP.
It's MSL. What a recovery that is. Goes down to 1 HP towards the back of the side. Doesn't get spotted jumping up. I think Crims gave the call. He's behind APC. Gets up on the roof. Finds the first kill and the second as well. As soon as he knew it was the AWP in the hands of the last player, he knows, well, the HP is not a factor anymore. Finds it. 2-0 comes in. North could do this. Looking for that 3-0. Money is not a factor here. We won't track that anymore in overtime. Double AWP set up once again. It seemed like it was all going to fall apart though on Config. Triple AWP.
Why not? Why? If you're going to go triple AWP, you kind of got to hit those.
I think he probably takes an M4 with him, perhaps. Yeah, he does. So he'll be juggling the weapons. Like I say, that's a really bizarre play. But he'll have an M4 by his side. So if he has to go back towards B, that's fine. He's still juggling the weaponry there.
Flusha inside of smoke. He's going to walk out, but be found immediately by AZ, who was waiting the whole time. Better fought Golden as he takes down MSL. You know why JW missed that spray in the last round?
Why?
Because he didn't thank Mr. Freiberg.
You've got to do it.
You have to do it.
Well, you've just started a mutiny in YouTube chat. That's going to be filled up with that for about 5 minutes now.
That's what I do. I like to herd my sheep.
Yep.
I like ant farms and followers. Follow me on Twitter, @Sadokist. AZ, Volda finding kills. Down go Lekro and Golden. It's Crims to only get 1 response. It's Volda to take the bomb down, but Crims getting him brings us back to a level situation. And he's going to go hunting for the last remaining player. Even though he doesn't have the bomb, AZ's heard him trying to do so. He's already bypassed him and Connector, and it's North to find an 18th round. 1 to go, and this is done.
3-0. That's as good as it gets, as we said before. AZ with a tight clutch against Crims. Could have gone either way, but he manages to find the headshot. Some great work there from the Danish side on their CT play. The double AWP setup and sometimes a triple AWP setup, it seemed in the last round as well. As I pointed out, though, AZ opting to take a rifle with him. But that's very procedure. So it means you get an AWP at the top, take the first shot, pick up the M4 if you have to rotate back towards B. So that's why the flaws of 16K, I guess. You can be presenting cheesy sort of stuff like that. Like I've seen other teams on Cash, for example, they'll get double AWPs at the start of the T side and like AWP towards B storage at the very start and have an AK beneath them, drop that first shot and then go join their teammates with the AK. Like I'm not a big fan of that sort of stuff. I think that actually kind of is a bit of a mockery to that, the fact you get so much money. It's a little bit unfortunate, but there you go. Mr. Freiberg is lit right now.
It's true. Even Astrid Frizzly's in on it now too.
She's true. That's true. I've seen it.
It's on Instagram. She was there in 2014. She was there before the meme.
Yeah.
And And we go into what could be the last round. Fnatic this time on the CT side, don't want none of it. An immediate defense, a swift one by Crims. Unfortunately, they've not found a follow-up kill on the E-Box side of the drop room, which means they could have potentially be pinched in, but somehow AZ's made his way out. He needs this next kill if they want to follow the round to victory, and they cannot do it yet.
Not yet. It was a chance there for AZ. If he gets that frag, they're certainly still within it, but not meant to be. Cbble in the 3 versus 1, make it 2. Nice shot there, but he's standing in the flames. I'm not sure he realizes down to 25 HP, has to move. Lecro finishes off the job. Good work. Fnatic keep their heads above water, just about 2 to go. They need double overtime here. They need the exact 3-0 scoreline that North got in the first half. They'll be going for double AWP setups as well. Flusher and JW. This time to wield the weaponry. 27 kills at the top, but it's top fragging for Crims. 31 kills for him.
Cajun will head toward the B site. Nicely thrown Molotov catches out Config, and they may have heard that, so they'll nade on top of him as well. He goes down to 27 before even arriving.
Everyone knows he does this, and you can see they're ready for him, huh? That's going to completely shut him out of the picture, but they will be committing with the smokes and everything. Lecro finding himself outside the smokes now. First kill comes in for Golden. The HE works out for him. JW trying to deny the plant. It might be the play that loses him the game. Should have fallen back there with the AWP, but now it's up to Crims. Pushes through the smoke, trying to do what he can. 1 kill coming in. Is it enough? It seems like it might be. Stuck in the chicken coop, though. The third. MSL in the 2 versus 1 clutch.
He's got position on Rock. Good find on Flusher. He has to figure out that Crims was toward the chicken coop. He's flashed it. He sees the bomb. He's just got to protect it. Gets information at the very least from the peak, but he's lost it behind the statue. And Crims is still facing him down. A quick tap and a force play, and MSL has shut it out. The game is over. They get 19 rounds, 2 overtime victories tonight, both for North.
So still 2 points for Fnatic there, just to note as well. They do maintain their spot, probably in 2nd place, like we said. At this point, towards the tail end of the season, getting points on the board, getting to the playoffs, that's the main objective. So not the most heartbreaking night for Fnatic, but still a frustrating one. It's Crims with the heroics towards the end there. 3 kills towards that chicken coop area. It's not enough, though. MSL wins out in the 2 versus 1 clutch, and indeed it does find 2 maps for North. An exciting matchup, certainly living up to the hype of the hot match of the week, Matthew. 2 overtimes in 1 sitting. That's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. The men who have been standing through both of them, just as we have, are on the desk. It's Alex and the boys.
Alex and Boys, the boy band we're going to be working on when everything goes to poop. Now, talking about this one, we had another overtime, and of course, Fnatic are going to be really feeling the burn after conceding yet another game. 1v2 from MSL to close things out. It could not have been any closer. Fnatic, top of the table they were, but these 2 losses, admittedly, with the caveat of getting a single point for it being an overtime loss, will still be a bitter pill to swallow. Joining me, though, we have YNK and Sponge. I was like,
Did you forget our names?
No. I was like, do I do a thing about swallowing pills? And I was like, it's not really a good thing to do.
Young Panini.
Young Panini. I like that. That was a good tweet.
It was
Chad, what would you be?
I don't know, but am I the only one who, when I have OT, I always think of the Drake song?
OT.
Yeah.
No, so the question I was asking you was if you were put the thing you last spent money on.
Okay.
After Young, that's your new rap name.
Young Tram Ticket.
Yeah, Young Tram. I like that. It's got a ring to it.
Young Visa.
I was Young Panini, and you were
Young Club.
Young Club Sandwich. I like that. We just like our sandwiches here at the CS desk. Back to the Counter-Strike, though, because that is what we're here for, gents, and we do see Cobblestone go North's way. Admittedly, right down to the wire again. It seems like Fnatic put up a real fight on a map that looked like it was all North in that first half.
True, and they did seem to be well prepared. I mean, yes, they were off to a bad start, but some of the things they were doing on the map in general really could tell you that they have been working on this map. You would expect a team like North, who is so dominant on Cobblestone in general, after getting an 8-0 start, they should be able to close out the game way earlier.
Yeah, and you could see like how much the economy played, obviously, in that first half. Once they got broken, that's when Fnatic were able to get on the board, get some rounds up there. But, I thought when they closed at 10-5 that first half that they were just going to run away with it. Getting ecoed in that second half, that was the thing that really just put a stop to North, I feel. If they were able to convert there, the game probably would have been over 16-5, 16-6 at best. To lose those kind of rounds, you really just have to look at you look at the weaponry they bought. They didn't have a lot of utility, right? And Drop was taken advantage of. They were able to get through, kill MSL, and from there, this is the issue issue I have when teams play up close on the A bomb site and the CTs and the anti-eco. If you're up close long and you're up close mid, you're isolated, you give up a gun, and they can still rotate around from that position. What happened in this scenario was they took drop, they took controller connector, they split up the 2 sets of defenses, and AZ and Config were nowhere near, and they just got pushed in on and killed.
Yeah, and while we do have the results up, or rather the scoreboard, it is worth noting that Crims has had an absolute massive performance. I keep wanting to say ball terror, the Australian
That's fine.
terminology, but it was incredible to see Crims top of the scoreboard. We talked about it in the very pre-match of the first map, how his playstyle has developed, and now he finds himself close to 180, I think 96, 30 frags in both maps. Crims is finally finding some form that we've been desperate to see for so long here.
True, I just think the main thing for Fnatic right now is how do you translate that to LAN, basically, and how do you become more consistent in those types of performances?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an in-game leader thing either as to why they're not performing as well on LAN. Golden has good or bad performances online and offline, so it's just up and down for these guys. Maybe it's just like Yanko saying, finding the consistency of the individuals.
Yeah, up and down for Fnatic, and up with the standings for us. Why don't we go ahead and bring them up for you so you can see just exactly how things have gone down today. We had a 16-4, NIP taking down Big in a rather swift defeat for the Germans. In fact, on both maps, Cash, they got a little closer to the finish line. 7 rounds for them on Cash. And then we did get into that hot match, and my God, was it hot. You can see almost every round, plus some overtimes, thrown into the mix as well. We got to see North picking it up in the end. Those 19s in their name are going to do wonders for them in the standings. We do have the updated ones for you, and they will have done some climbing.
I think this is one of those situations where actually both teams will be satisfied with this result, right? Yeah. North played, I think, a few games less than Fnatic, so for them getting 4 points out of 6 is great, and for Fnatic, eking out 2 points in losses is going to mean a lot. As you can see, they are 14-8 right now, total with the overtime wins and losses. So they are looking in a good position to secure that spot for the LAN finals.
Just checking if that has been updated. I don't know if this last victory for North has been put in.
It's got a 2 OT wins there, right? So that must have been the last 2 games they played. Remember, I was a bit of a dummy and I thought all the wins, losses, but I think it's going to be a battle between FaZe and North for that top spot now, because Fnatic, we do know they have a rough road to end the season. FaZe and North have both played the same amount of games, and I think they have relatively easier runs towards the end. So if they can close out a few more 2-0s, it's neck and neck, I think.
Neck and neck for now in our neck of the woods. But in North America, coming up, we can have a quick look at the matches tonight. We talked about the fact that actually North American Counter-Strike has been struggling to get the top spot, and we'll see if CLG can put up a fight versus the Brazilians of Luminosity. And after that, actually a big one, Misfits taking on Liquid. Liquid needs some more points to try and get closer and closer to that top seed.
Yeah, it would be a shame not having like Liquid or Cloud9 in the finals of North American Pro League representatives, right? But I think just as the same as us in European League, it's going to really heat up towards the end of this week and going into next week. That's when things are really going to start cracking on. And of course, Ghost SK. Will SK continue this? What's been quite the crazy streak?
Losing a map, yeah. I don't think so. Not against Ghost, but they did lose the map to them.
They have before.
ECS, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
16-3 on Train, lost starting on the CT side. So it seems like nowadays, with SK, anything is possible.
Anything really is, including incredible plays from Fallen there. He actually featured within our top 5 plays. In fact, the #1 spot was taken by Fallen for the previous week. And with that said, match day 21 does draw to a close if you're in the European region. If you want to go ahead and check North American Counter-Strike, it is coming up. You saw the schedule there. Just come back in about an hour and 20 minutes and you can go ahead and check that out. But if you are truly committed to European Counter-Strike and you're off to Betty Buys, you will join us tomorrow for these games. This is your schedule. You get Na'Vi versus North. You get to see some more of Godsent, who did have quite the beating versus FaZe today. I hear a sigh, Yanko. Which one is your eyes drawn to there? Na'Vi struggling to make an impact?
Definitely, yeah. With the standing, it's going to be interesting to see them play. But we might see them, without any pressure, playing more loose, and maybe that becomes interesting. But also, NIP Godsend should be a fun one.
They got Luke standing in for them, old Na'Vi. So I played some FPO with him, and he talks a lot. He's a bit of a secondary AWP type guy. Should be fun.
Okay, yeah. It would be really nice just to see Na'Vi without the pressures of a full roster. You've got excuses now that you can truly use and actually tend to actually see a huge increase, a bit of a catalyst perhaps to some Na'Vi success. Either way, guys, another day in the books for the ESL Pro League. We've had an absolute blast, albeit through some heavy and grueling overtimes in our hot match of the week. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow, though, as we kick it all off again. Will Na'Vi thrive with their stand-in as they go shopping for a new player? Seized has been removed from the roster. Talking about that and more tomorrow.